We're now delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest for the afternoon, Her Excellency Ambassador Sou'ad Shalaby, former Assistant to Foreign Minister. It's a very good afternoon to you, Madam Ambassador.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. Madam Ambassador, how do you see, for starters, the importance of this visit by President Sisi to Denmark, specifically at the beginning of his European tour?
This is a very historical visit. It's the first visit of the Egyptian president to Denmark.
Yes.
And it serves as an important bridge for communication and dialogue between the two countries.
Right.
And it promotes cooperation at various levels between the two countries. Denmark looks at Egypt as a gateway to Africa.
Absolutely.
And part of its strategy to cooperate with African countries. That is why there was a strategic agreement that has been signed between the two, the president and the king of Denmark, and there has been many memorandum of understanding for supporting and empowering the bilateral relations between the two countries in many domains that cover the coordination of regional and international issues that are interesting for both countries. So the strategic partnership is the declaration of the strategic partnership was the main achievement of this visit.
Absolutely. We just also saw President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and the Prime Minister of Denmark witnessing the signing of this strategic partnership agreement. And it's very important to note that this is important with regards to trade files that are core to such partnerships, especially in sectors of common interest like shipping, maritime, as well as industry and other sectors like renewable and green energy. How do you see collaboration potential in such sectors, Madam Ambassador?
There was a launch of an Egyptian-Danish Business Council that covers all these sectors that you have mentioned, and the President Sisi was keen to meet all the CEOs of the major Danish companies who are operating in Egypt. And he has shed light on the importance of bilateral relations and of the opportunities that are available between the two countries, especially, as you mentioned, in maritime,
yes,
in green energy, in clean environment. So there has been many sectors that both countries are important. Look at it as from their importance. And of course, President Sisi invited the King of Denmark to visit Egypt and to celebrate the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is the largest museum dedicated to one of the oldest civilizations in history. So this visit is mainly to promote bilateral cooperation and also to link the two countries, to bridge the communication and dialogue, as I said before, between the two countries.
Indeed. And Madam Ambassador, we also saw earlier President Sisi paying a visit to the Danish Parliament and speaking with the parliamentary speaker as well as several members of parliament and figures tackling as well, Egyptian-Danish relations. And this is also very important with regards to political ties between Egypt and Denmark. How do you see this visit and its importance being the first Egyptian president to visit the country?
Yes, of course, the visit of President Sisi to the Danish Parliament headquarters and to the Parliament itself, that is also one of the milestones of the visit. And the President addressed the Danish Parliament and held a dialogue with the members of the Parliament. And then, of course, the Prime Minister also is going to have talks with President Sisi to boost bilateral relations on all fronts. But also, I want to mention that President Sisi is going to, this is the first stop in his visit to northern European countries. So he is going on the European tour to visit Norway also and Ireland. So these three countries are very important strategically for Egypt's future cooperation.
Absolutely.
And for the European, of course, the relations between Egypt and Europe. EU.
Indeed. Indeed, Madam Ambassador, very important visit indeed, and still many stops that we will be definitely following along with. I'd like to thank you very, very much, Your Excellency, Ambassador Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time and your insights, and for joining us on today's episode of Cairo Local Time. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break, and we'll be back to continue today's edition of the show. Please do stay tuned.